Jewish tradition, a man would never be caught running. Right? But he ran towards the sun. And why did he run? He ran because he loved. He loved his son. There's a Jesuit priest, Father Pedro Rupe, who once said, fall in love, stay in love, and love will decide everything. Love will decide what gets you up in the morning, what makes you laugh, what breaks your heart, time you go to bed. Fall in love, stay in love, and love will decide everything. The Father ran after the Son because the Father loved the Son. Love decided why the Father ran to the Son. Love decided why God comes to us. Right? Love. That's what it's all about. It's about love. On this trip, this pilgrimage, we're going to be going to Mass every single day. That's a lot for some people. Every single day we enter to the sacrifice of the Mass. And why are we doing this? Because we love. Because we love God. Right? That's what it's all about. It's about loving God. When we go to Mass, sometimes people say, well, Mass is boring. I don't want to go every day. It's not entertaining. But authentic love is not about being entertained or about entertaining the other. Authentic love is about going out of ourselves to do what's best for the other. And so if we say that we really love Jesus Christ, then we have to say, how can I go out of myself for the person Jesus Christ? What does Jesus Christ desire? What does Jesus Christ long for? And Jesus Christ, he makes his desires known in the scriptures. In John chapter 17, he said, Father, I desire that those whom I have chosen will come and choose to be with me where I am going. He said that prayer in the agony in the garden. And where did he go? He went to Calvary. He went to the cross. And when he went to the cross, those whom he chose to not come. Peter did not come. James did not come. Matthew did not come. Thomas did not come. They chose to not come. They chose to not come where he expressed his desire for them to come. When we go to Mass, it's no ordinary service. The Mass is an experience of the sacrifice of Calvary. Right? There's one and perpetual sacrifice. One sacrifice for all time. It's perpetual. So when we go to Mass, we actually enter into Calvary. We enter into the cross where Jesus Christ is at. And it doesn't look like Calvary, but we have to remember when Jesus Christ walked this earth 2,000 years ago, he didn't look like God because the people didn't recognize him. And so in a sense, he allows us to experience the darkness of our senses when we go to Mass. But at the same time, it is set apart as something sacred, right? When we go, the church looks different than an ordinary building. The music sounds different. It's chant. It sounds different because that's what heaven sounds like. The angels are doing what in the scriptures? They're singing, holy, holy, holy. Those same words that we sing at Mass. Holy, holy, holy. It's something set apart, different, so that we can be aware we are entering into something sacred, something set apart. Not for my own pleasure, but to console the heart of Jesus, to worship the Father in union with Jesus Christ, to offer up my sacrifice in union with the perpetual sacrifice of Christ on the cross at Calvary. That's love. To say, I'm not coming here to be entertained, God. I'm not coming here to feel good about myself. I'm coming here for you, for love of you. To console your heart, to say, I'm going to show up at Calvary, Jesus. I'm going to show up where so many people did not show up. I'm going to show up for love of you. Why is this important? Because that's what we've been created for love. To love God, to love our neighbor. And if we can enter into prayer and not be about ourselves and say, I love you for you, God, not for what you do, not for the feelings you give me, but for who you are, then the way in which we pray will affect the way in which we enter into relationships with other people. So if we can become Jesus-centered in our prayer, focusing on Jesus, focusing on his gaze, focusing on his mercy, focusing on his sacrifice, and going out of ourselves to console his heart, then what's going to naturally happen is our posture towards our brothers and sisters will be other-centered as well. And we'll be able to go out of ourselves for their greatest good. Not seeking to be utilitarian in our relationships with them, not seeking to get something out of them, but seeking to go out of ourselves for their greatest good. What will make them saints. So, as we go to these different churches and celebrate Mass at the camp as well, call to mind that Christ is calling you to console his heart. Christ is calling you to receive his love, but he's also calling you to, in receiving that love him back. Because he desires, he thirsts, he longs to be loved by you. Because he then wants for you to love his people who will never have an opportunity to go to Mass. But the only way we can do that is if we first do it in Mass.